Good evening, everyone. I know this is way late, as we usually start, but because of the subject matter and the things that we will be discussing today is geared towards parents and towards a sensitive issue, we decided to go a little bit later, but we do know that it will be on a replay. I am very relaxed today. I have some good friends that will be on here, so don't be surprised if, even though we're talking about something serious, we may laugh, we may joke, we may even cause you to cry. But I would like to welcome one of my good friends, Stephen Williams. He's here today on Let's Talk About It, and he will share his journey to success, which some of it or half of it I was part of. But I do like to welcome him here with us today. So this is my friend Steven. Um, Surprisingly, our paths have always crossed, literally.
Yes,
It crossed in middle school somewhat. Like I didn't go to y'all middle school, but we was always like rivals
around each
or
other.
whatever.
Right.
Same neighborhood, same school bus. Ended up at Wilberforce. So yes, so don't be mad at
Colonel
me.
White, Wilberforce.
I say, please don't be mad at me if we just go off the script. But Stephen is here today, and like I said, he is going to share his story. And I'm not going to go too much in it, even though I know it. But the other day, Stephen did a live, and I was like, dude, this is so powerful. You have to share this with some of our parents. And if you're catching on the replay, like, share, what have you. But by all means, actually, our other friend, she's in the backstage area, and she's here mainly for it. She's also one of my good friends. So I'm just telling you in advance. This is not our normal. Let's talk about it. We're Shantae and I are just here to support Steve as he shares his story. And Steve, if you're ready, let me know.
All right. So you did invite me to come on June, since this is Gay Pride Month. So we're talking about that. Me and Monique grew up together in the Westwood area, Dayton, Ohio. Um, Black community. Um, we weren't talking about gay lives matter, gay life, anything. I wasn't gay then, or I didn't identify with it. Because that was a taboo. If I did that, I would be ridiculed, beat up, you know, things that kind of sort of happened anyway. But I still wasn't openly gay. I didn't become openly gay until I was around my 20s. Um, and I still wasn't out completely. I was gay to my gay friends and the people that were gay. I wasn't gay to my family and my friends that I grew up like Monique. So um, I know Monique says she was inspired by some things that I said. And when God is using you, you don't always know what He's having you say. So I'm not sure exactly what inspired her or what actually connected with her. But what I was saying on my live was I was talking about how, growing up in that neighborhood and kind of suppressing yourself, not being who you are, but coming to a reality where you become free. And at this point, I'm very free. I'm in a positive, strong relationship with my boyfriend, which is a male. Um, if you didn't know that, we love each other, we respect each other, we honor each other, and it's the best thing that could ever happen to me. Outside of all the pain that I've been through, my mother dying, my father was dead before I was two. So like 2 years old when he died. The disconnection from my father's side of the family, um, trying to be this black boy that knew he was gay in the background, just all that kind of stuff. So the road to success is very hard for boys like me because we have to pretend like we are heterosexual. We have to pretend like we want the same things the wife, kid, and the picket fence. But unfortunately, that's not what I totally wanted. I do want children, but again, I wanted it to be with what I like, which is another man, which that was a problem. Going into careers, everybody at a certain point when I turned 30, it was like, well, you ain't got no kids, you ain't got no girlfriend, so what's really going on with you? So that's when I think I started looking into being more open about who I was and not really caring about what other people thought about it. So I did. That's what I did with my life. I lived in Chicago. I enjoyed my life there. I moved to Atlanta, enjoyed my life here. Had to come back home due to some personal things, but then I went to Texas and I came right back to Atlanta, where I am now, currently living. And I think Atlanta was more home for me just because um, we had black gay men here and they were free to be gay, and free to be who they were. And I never really felt that kind of feeling anywhere else. Because in Ohio, I always felt like it was a judgment. Like being gay and black and a male was just like that was too much. But what I've learned on this journey to success in my personal life is that most people are okay with it. They not necessarily will go with it. That's not what they do for their life, but they respect my life because I'm living my life the way I live it for me and not for someone else. That's in my family. That's with my friend bases. That's with my social media bases. I get a lot of positive affirmation, which I don't need your affirmation, but I appreciate it. That you support and understand that my life is just as important as yours. My struggles are just as important as yours. Um, and going through the struggle is very hard. I went through bouts of depression. Um, Only really one time I thought about suicide. You know, my mother was very understanding. She understood. She knew who I was. One thing you need to understand as parents, you know who your child is. You can't deny that, or unless you're just not connected to your child at all. My mother knew that I was gay way before I knew I was gay, but my mother never tried to um, bash me and say, you need to be a man, you need to be a man, you need to be a boy. Now, one time she did this crazy thing where she took me and my brother to this football camp and left us there. And we sat outside the front gate and laughed and was waiting for her to come pick us up. Because we both was like, lady, we're not going to do this. Who's going to be sitting in the hot sun in the summertime all day trying to catch a football? I mean, I know I wasn't because that wasn't my thing. But beyond that, she never tried to, make me feel less than. And when I told her that I was gay, because I did tell my mother I was gay before she passed away, she was like, okay, just be careful and um, be true to yourself, and that's what she always would say. My grandfather, I know he knew I was gay because he would always say this world is cold. I'm just looking out for you. He would always try to steer me that way, but he never once said, "Be a man." This is what a man is. You got to be a man. He never did that. So, thank God that I had that kind of, family structure. Not everybody in my family likes who I am and what I do. I'm pretty sure they don't, and I don't like everything that they do and who they are. But again, I'm your family member. You're my family member. I love you and I care for you. So um, there is no judgment zone with me. If you come to me and say anything, I'm going to take it at face value. Am I going to agree with it? Probably not. But again, that's what true love is about. When you love a person, you love them for who they are. And you can't alter them and change them, and make them be something you um, want them to be. Because if a person is gay, they're gay. I believe that you're gay at birth. I don't believe that it's this thing where you choose to be gay. And who wants to choose a struggle like that?
That's true.
Who wants to do that? Why would I choose to be gay? I mean, it's so much easier to be straight. Get a woman, have a baby. Dot all the I's and cross all the T's. So Why would I do that? You know, why would I want to pick a struggle like that? Especially at the era I grew up in. Now it's okay. But I
See,
grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
yeah, and you said that, and we have a mutual friend that I'm going to bring her on. I hope it works.
Okay.
And
Bring Shantae on.
yeah, so Shantae is one of our friends that you and Shantae actually met each other earlier
Hey, Shantae.
than I met you. You and Shantae went to Wilberforce. I mean, went to right. I can't even say it right.
Right state?
No,
I mean,
not
right,
right state. Right.
Wilbur Wright.
Wilbur Wright. Thank you.
Right, because I was like, boy, what?
Yes, y'all went to Wilbur Wright. I don't know if she was on, and
She
then
was
when
on, yeah.
she was on, but we kind of like sprung it on her at the last minute, guys. So please be patient with my friend, and when she comes back, then we'll put her back
she's
on.
really been working on getting this thing up.
Yes, and if she can't get in, we told her it really was like for more so support, because her and oh my God, if cell phones were live back then on that bus, all of us were on.
If we had all this TikTok and all this other stuff that they got going on,
we probably would have mastered it.
We might have been in jail.
But I think she's logged out, but she's gonna try, so she might join us later. But Steven, you talked about something, and I know we talked off camera before, and I told you what resonated with me from your talk the other day was why I felt it was necessary to bring you on, because as a friend of yours, I felt, I told you earlier, you was like, you did? I was like, I had a phobia against a gay black man. I did.
Right.
I used to feel some type of way. I used to look at them different. But what changed me, and a lot of times people don't want to touch that, you don't usually change until it hits your home.
Right.
And so it didn't hit my home in that way, but it hit my home in a way of when my sister was, because of how she died,
right,
he would be around a lot of homosexual men.
Right.
Nice looking black men.
Right.
Nice looking black men. But to go in that corner, I think Shantae is back. To go in that corner. She's back now. But to go in and be able to talk to.
Hello.
I think I put her on mute.
Hey y'all, something's not working.
Oh,
it's working now.
It's working. We can hear you, and we're live. We can hear you. We're live. We can hear you.
Oh.
Well, I appreciate you doing that, friend. I ain't talked to you in so many years.
Huh?
I said I haven't talked to you in so many years.
I know. I mean, years. Like since high school, we had one encounter.
I know you didn't even have kids or nothing then when I saw you last time.
I'm sure I had a kid. I'm sure I had one. It's been 24 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
She had one.
Yeah. At least one. But see, look, you went through all this to come on here to support me. That is what friends do.
That is like literally been trying.
Literally 44 years. See, I got people I've been knowing, it been in my life, and they ain't even trying to be on no video or trying to even have no support.
Y'all are freezing on me.
But we can still hear you though.
Yeah, she's trying to look at her screen.
Is she on camera? She on the camera.
Yeah, I put her in the back because she's trying to figure it out, and then I can look at it and see. So yes, I told y'all this would not be a usual normal Sunday Let's Talk. I told you most of the content that we are talking about is a little unique, and I'm sorry. Oh, okay, that was somebody sending a message. But pretty much today, I really wanted to like get some things out the water, like get those because of the month, it is Pride Month. Stephen is one of my close friends that I seen deal with, some people rejoicing and happy and excited.
Right.
And I seen the humble beginnings like in high school where they would have suspicions and think that's what he was, but regardless, nobody deserved that type of treatment. So
No.
I was like, it is imperative that, even I as a friend, like, look, if I did something, I'm sorry. Like, that is not how I am. I mean, that's not who I am. That's not how I operate.
Well,
But
Mom, I don't think I ever had any issue with you. I don't think you ever did anything like that. Because I never knew that you had any kind of, feelings like that towards, gay
mhm.
men. I never knew you had that going on. So,
Oh, because I was like, that's my competition. I felt some type of way. Like,
that's your competition.
let's just be
It's a
real.
whole different thing. And I think that's what happens a lot of times, especially with black men, gay men, and black females.
Mhm.
It was because one is the not understanding who each other is. I was fortunate. I was raised by a black woman. I was raised by, my grandmother, my mother,
Mhm.
and my aunt, my cousins. In my generation, it was more girls born than guys. So
Wow.
I was able to see black women and then powerful black women. My mother was a queen and a boss. My grandmother was a queen and a boss. My aunt was a queen and a boss in their own different ways.
Mhm.
So when you see that, I have nothing but respect for black women. I don't have no animosity. And I don't look at y'all as a threat, because at the end of the day, we do like the same thing. But if your man like what I like, then you want to get rid of him. You see what I'm saying?
So can't take you nowhere. Say,
Because he ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because he ain't for you anyway.
he ain't for you anyway because he's looking at you. Got it.
Right,
Got
exactly. So you shouldn't even want him to be in your stratosphere. Unless he trying to braid your hair, take you to get some clothes or something like that. Because if he trying to marry you or have a baby with you, then he's deceiving himself. If he wants to be on my side of the
Mhm.
fence.
Yeah, but that, like, you touched on so much the other day. Even when you had went to, you was like, not in Westwood. You better not come out acting like.
Right, you better not, because I grew up across the street from a bona fide drug dealer. He was a kingpin.
Mhm.
Kingpin. I'm talking about kingpin status. Like you weren't doing that up top. You was doing it in private. It was plenty of guys who was trying to hit on me and do stuff back in the scene, but they wasn't doing it up front. And I'm talking about drug dealers.
Yeah, and neither of us, thank God for the things our parents did
Right. Right.
to make that move for both of us. Because even you
Yeah.
said, yeah, your mom took you to Allen Chapel AME, I
Yeah.
think Greater Allen,
Yeah.
and signed you up, and you was gone. My
They
parents
did.
were like, Ed, military, school, which one you going to?
Which one you doing?
And
My mama was like, it's good you got this job at General, because I got a job at General Motors, and that was the thing.
yeah,
You get into General Motors, and I'm like, my first semester at Wilberforce, I was working at General Motors, and they had a split shift, and it was making me miss class. So my mother was like, "You need to quit that job."
oh wow,
Yeah, she told me I need to quit the job. And
and
I
they
said,
was
"Mommy, I'm
that's
making 20. I was making $20 an hour, Monique, back then."
that was a chunk of change, like everybody's
Right.
dream job. Only thing I lasted, I think. Well, no, I didn't even last. I didn't think I made the interview because I seen how hot it was, and people was
Ooh, baby, I
so,
almost
not
passed
for
out,
me.
man. And I almost passed.
Not for me. I think you frozen, Steven. So, as you see, we are having some unique situations today with the technology. Steven, are you back?
Yeah, my internet just went out for a second because it's raining over here.
Oh Lord, no! Everybody's getting hit with the rain. We got hit earlier with the rain, but I am so
Yeah,
glad
it's raining
that
now.
we're able to have this talk. Like, I am. Shantae keep coming in and out. I think she's back. I don't know.
Okay.
But even her as a friend to go through all she going through. Let me see.
Right.
Shantae, you with us?
That's
Girl, I am with
that's
y'all, but I don't know
friendship
why I
there.
can't keep the
But it's
connection
been
here.
Okay. Well, if you
We've been
can't get
friends
it,
for a long time.
we just excited that you was at least able to attempt. But maybe one day I'll have a
Right.
reunion with all my day ones. I don't know if I can hold that on the live because y'all might tell people stuff they don't even know. They be like, y'all know Monique, this nice Monique that
Shantae
help
just sipping
kids
on
and all
that
this.
wine.
I said this is Let's Talk After Dark because this topic here, I don't know, between the wine and the topic, we're not talking
Huh.
about kids stuff today. It's after 9.
No,
But
this
Shantae,
ain't kid.
what
This
we
ain't
were talking
kids.
about, right? What we were talking about is Steven sharing how he couldn't be who he was, and he's free now, free to be who he
Yeah.
wanted. And we just was like, oh, I said we should get Shantae on here because she grew up in that era and she was on our bus. And even
Right.
in the neighborhood, knew how people would treat if Steven were to come out like he is now. So that's what we was
Oh,
talking
it wouldn't
Well,
be
I
the same,
remember
you know.
Stephen gave me my first term. Did you remember that?
about.
What'd you
You
say?
coming a little muffled, Shantae. I can't hear you.
I said, I remember Stephen gave me my first term.
Girl,
What'd she say?
You
you
remember
gave her
that
her
term?
first perm. I can't with y'all two today.
I came to Forest Park.
You gave her first perm in her hair.
Y'all kind of breaking up a little bit.
My
Steven,
first term.
her first
Yeah,
perm in her hair.
it's raining.
Okay, that's
Oh,
different. You got this.
Okay, say it again because it was kind of breaking up, y'all. I
you
apologize.
gave her first hairdo, her first perm hairdo.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Oh Lord,
Good
I
girl.
forgot
Are you
about that.
trying to?
what you say, Shantae?
I had a Jerry curl, and he
My phone is
transitioned me
breaking
from
up a
a
little
Jerry
bit.
curl to a perm.
I can't with y'all two together. But no, we just had Stephen just needed that support and circle of friends from day one to be on here to support him in what he was talking about. And I'm definitely gonna help him with his business stuff, help him get his marketing as far as letting people know his story. And I think he's very brave to even at this time to talk about it too, because you going back to some people that probably didn't even know, or you going back to some people that had their suspicions. But to be bold and stand up and do what you believe in this time is good. Like I'm happy for you, and I ain't saying it just because I'm your friend. You know, I'm a special.
It never mattered when we were in school what you were, what your sexuality were, or nothing. And being me and Monique being the people that grew up in church very strongly, it
Hmm.
still never mattered to us.
Is that internet
Hmm.
box? Hold
We
That's
on,
were
true.
y'all.
just
Hold on one
looking for
second.
Christians.
Yeah, he had to go do. He doing something in the back, but that's what we've been talking about all like for the last 2 days. And I just was like, I should have you on. It is Gay Pride Month. I have a lot of friends that have that lifestyle. I don't judge them, but like you
Yeah,
said, it didn't matter. And even with Steven, we was talking before we went live. You hate the sin, you don't hate the sinner, and I think
exactly.
that's where a lot of Christians get things wrong.
Who are we to judge anybody? Who
Exactly.
are we to judge? It's God's job to judge, and that's where we leave that at. All we
Hmm.
can do is walk in love. And when I met Steven, you know what I'm saying? He befriended me and helped me out. I wasn't looking at if he who he sleep with. That didn't matter to me.
Hmm.
It didn't matter. All that mattered is that he helped me. He changed my image.
Lord, he gave you that perm. That was hilarious. That
I had a Jerry girl.
girl, that is epic. And y'all will forever like you still bring that up. Y'all was what, 8th grade, seventh
Yeah,
grade? When he
I
did
think
that?
it was seventh grade. I think it was seventh grade.
That is too
Seventh grade. I
Yeah.
had a Jerry curl, and people used to talk about me.
Do
And
y'all
he
see
came in
him?
like, look, he about to change
Y'all
your
see him?
hair.
he know he live. He on the camera. He better cut that out.
I know. Still on the camera. They say they can see you now. Come.
We see you. Let me put you in the back because I don't want nobody to say I had something crazy on here. Lord Jesus. But
He,
no, huh?
he had a perm too, and his hair used to be laid.
Steven had a perm.
Yes, it was curled with the Marcells and raked. Oh, his hair was laid.
Steven ain't had no perm.
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
he did.
And it was color.
It was brown. It
It
was
was
light
blue.
brown.
No, it was blue black.
What the what? Steven,
Yes.
where was I? Oh, you sure?
Yes. It was tight curl. Like, boom, 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 boom.
Yes, it used to be laid with the Marcells.
Wow.
Mhm. And you know what? That was very what can I say? That was way before time because I was like, I was doing that and I didn't even think about that till you just said that.
Right.
I'm like, I did that because I
Yes, he
had the
did.
top right here. It was like a mohawk kind
It
of,
was
but it was had
laid.
a piece right here that was curled back.
His
I
hair
don't.
was better than mine. His hair was better than mine.
Well, I remember. Well, I remember it being like curl, but I thought it was like a wavy curl. But you saying curl with the Marcells. But even to do that
No,
bold
he had
like that, and yeah,
Marcells.
That was crazy because now you saying that, I'm like, I was doing that then. That was not popular then to have no perm
mm-mm.
in your hair, you know.
Oh, you wore
And I
it.
and I only did the perm in my hair because my hair wouldn't stay straight like that. Like if you straighten it with a straightening comb, it wouldn't stay. It would go curly.
Oh wow.
That's the only reason why I did perm.
But I don't
Because
know.
what happened?
I was saying the reason why I used the perm is because my natural hair, if I had got it wet or anything, it would get curly. It wouldn't stay in that form. That's why I had
Oh,
got the perm.
Well,
yeah.
also, Steve, I think you missed when Shantae was talking about both of us growing how we grew up in the church a lot.
Right. I did
So
too.
us growing up in the church, we couldn't we couldn't judge you anyway. You know,
Yeah.
one, we wasn't gonna judge you because you was our friend.
Right.
And then two, um, just how people act. You know, we
Right.
did touch on like how we was talking prior. You hate
Uh-huh.
the sin, you don't hate the sinner.
Right.
I got a whole bunch of stuff. I know I'm not perfect. I call that out. I name that for me all
But
day long.
Mo, we know people that go to the church and that judge you down to the socks.
That's
Oh, heck
fact.
yeah.
That's fact.
Yeah, but I
I
never ever listen. I was die hard Christian. My daddy was a pastor. My mama was the choir director. I
right.
grew up where it was just wrong. But when I met you, that didn't mean nothing to me.
Right.
I never questioned it. I never asked you. I was your
You
friend,
didn't.
and that's all
You
that
never did.
mattered to me. You helped me out. I was having a rough time in second grade, and you was just like, "Listen, I'm gonna take you up under my wing. Let me change your hair. Let me change." You know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter to me who you was with or what you was doing. That didn't matter to me.
Right. And at that time I was not gay. I didn't actively do anything gay. I didn't even look at men like that. Because I grew up in the church too. So, I knew that was not something that needed to be happening. I was like, I don't know what this demon is, that's trying to sway me to do this or that. But
Mhm.
eventually you get to the point where you like, that is something about it. It's my person. It's who I am, you know.
Mhm.
So you can't keep on suppressing who you are, to fit in somebody else's standard. Because y'all know I look like my grandfather. So I was always told, you your granddaddy. So they wanted me to be him. And I
Mhm.
was like, that's not something that I wanted to be. Not that he's a bad person. My grandfather was great. He was my
Yeah,
male role model. He taught me how to be a man. But I
yeah,
didn't want to be him because I knew that I was gay. I didn't want a wife. I didn't want that. I want
yeah.
children, and I did express that with you, Mo, that I do want to have
Mm,
children because, I just want my legacy. I think that's part of my legacy to
mm.
have a child. And I think gay men can have children and they don't have to be gay
That's true.
Have
unless
you
that's who
ever
they
been with
are.
a woman?
Um,
Have you
I
ever
didn't.
been with a woman?
have I ever what?
Have you ever been with
Been
a
a,
woman?
Oh, that's so long ago. Like you said, Shantae, that was 24 years ago. That was probably like 30 years ago. 40 years ago, baby.
Jesus.
yeah, I was
You
thinking
wonder
like
why
I was
this is
just wondering why you didn't have kids then. Because I think the
Huh?
last time I talked to you, you was married to a woman, wasn't you? Or you was going to
Me?
marry a woman?
Hell no.
oh,
I
Lord.
would never want to marry no woman. Baby, no. Uh-uh.
No.
That's the wrong Steven. You got that information about, baby.
Oh God.
Uh-uh.
You done made our friend drop her phone. Really? Jesus. Shantae, you okay over there? You done
I
made
gotta
the drop.
get my charger.
Oh, okay.
She said she got to get a charger.
You done made her drop everything. She's a tuck and roll. She said, you been with a woman? No. H, no. You made her drop everything.
When
Our
she
ratings
said I was
go
I
up
was
off of that.
engaged or married to a woman now, Monique. Monique,
I knew the answer.
that ain't part of my ministry. That ain't part of my story. That ain't never been my storyline.
You said you've been free from that part.
For a long time.
I mean, but was it honestly? I mean, and I know, like I already told and put the disclaimer out there. This is not a normal day for let's talk about it. But like honestly, were like all your friends receptive to the fact of you coming out, or are they receptive, like friends and family, or did
Well,
you?
Monique, I came out when we started dating, me and the bae, Malcolm. Because he wanted to make it public on the Instagram and the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
No, I never came out to anybody because I didn't feel what do I need to come out to y'all for? You didn't
Like
come
y'all
out and say
already
you're
know.
straight. Right? So,
Lord Jesus, you done made Shantae drop everything. You okay, friend? She not ready. You done made her drop everything. Jesus, you done just.
but yeah, Mo, no, I never, because one, I wasn't in a significant relationship to where I felt that because why I need to be like, oh, well, I'm gay, and so then they're gonna say, well, oh, what are you, top or bottom, verse, they gotta start asking these questions that I
Are
don't
you
feel like answering.
serious?
People are nosy.
Well, okay, you got a point there because
Yeah, so no, I
you got a
wasn't
point.
trying to go through all that with people. When I got into the relationship that I'm in now, a supportive, strong relationship, he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to post us and go public about it. He's been openly gay um, since he's been in high school, so he didn't have any problem with that. I wasn't that way. That wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was never scared to if I was in the right situation, which I'm in the right situation. He said he waited a whole month before he posted us on.
I hear him. I hear him. I hear King Malcolm in the
You hear
background.
King
I hear
Malcolm?
him. But no, and I honestly like I love that you two are so comfortable with yourself. It doesn't matter.
No,
And
not at all.
that's one thing that Shantae, myself, and you talked about. I might have
Right.
said it in the wrong order. I do teach English and I do have degrees, but today's just I'm with my friends, so it doesn't matter.
Right. We all degree, we all educated,
But
we
I
just
love
chatting
it.
amongst friends. So
I love it. Like it's y'all so chill with yourself. Y'all got y'all posts. Y'all had y'all vlogcast coming up. And
yeah.
like I mentioned before, anything I can do to help, I got you.
Yeah,
Because
that
I know
because
people.
we need that help. We need that push because people really I want to see us both, doing videos together. And also, I want to do videos like this because, like I said, I am Stephen Williams. Is kind of what I'm working on, this self-help and development. So virtually is saying that, we need to work on ourselves. We need to understand who we are because we can't work in the world without knowing that.
Well, that too. I mean, and there's so many other things. And, like today, I felt it deemed necessary. I was like, I don't know. I'm apologize if I did something wrong back in that era or I gave a look or something, because I know my face expressions are lethal in certain areas.
Well, mine is too. So.
I was like, my friend.
Monique, honestly, you, Shantae, like I said, that's probably why I wanted her to be on or involved with this talk, is because even though we had distance, like we haven't talked to each other all the time, I haven't been connected with y'all because I've been going through things in my life. It's not that I haven't thought about y'all,
get a good connection.
but for her to sit here and work on that, getting this stream up to even be on, that just shows how much she respects me, and she's
she tried. I'm trying. I done put her on mute. Because I know she's working on some things to get her thing, and that's why I told everybody, look, this is not your normal. Let's talk about it. This is something that we need to talk about because it's a whole bunch of black men that are living this lifestyle. And
it is, and there's a lot of parents who are throwing their children away like they're not worth anything because they'll have a killer, they'll have a man, a son who is a womanizer, who will beat a woman, who will have all these kids with a woman. But as soon as they find out that their child is gay, they can't accept it. I mean, that is ridiculous to me. You talking about that's your blood and you love him and stuff. And what did you contribute to this boy being who he is? Because they do say, sometimes little boys get raped and they become gay. I don't really buy into that. I think you have to have that in you for you to sustain it and keep doing it. But there are people who have been raped, and I guess the homosexuality, they cling to it because that's what they know.
that's true.
But I've never been raped. I've never been fondled by a man. There was no Uncle Chester in the background. Because people want to associate that. That's what they want to say. Well, you're gay because, some man touched you or some man did something to you. No, my grandfather is the man that was around me. He wasn't checking for me. He wasn't looking for no man. He liked women. My uncles, they like women. They like women, natural women. Okay, so there's no man around me that did anything to me. There was nobody in the neighborhood that brought me to their house with candy and done nothing to me. Because people wanted to diminish your person by saying that. Everybody is not gay because they were raped. But there's some that are. And I want to disrespect their journey and their situation, because if that's what happened to you, then I understand and I sympathize with you, because then there's other things you have to deal with as you're processing your sexuality. Because if someone causes you to have sex before you're supposed to have it, then that creates mental and emotional issues that you don't necessarily need to deal with.
Oh wow!
But I don't have that problem. That's not my problem.
We have conversations in the chat. It's like it's not in this chat. They in a whole different one, because this one you sometimes got to show who you are.
Oh, okay.
But one of the comments in the chat was where you had touched on somebody being raped may have caused them to go that way. And then another one is saying like you said, stuff happened at camps or a different type of event.
Yeah.
And me, like I said, I just was like phobic. Like if that was the, I was like, But like I said, people don't respond to it. It happens to you.
A lot of times that your phobia came from the church, because the church tell you that this is a sin, this is wrong, this is an abominable thing, the whole what's the name turned into a pillar of salt, because you look back, Sodom and Gomorrah, the big speech they give at the church, You know,
Mhm.
but yet they say a man shouldn't look at a woman to lust.
Oh wow.
That's in the Bible too. You forget, you know. But
You know, we lived at the church when I was younger.
baby, so I know them words too. I know your Bible, like your King James version. You know, I know it too. And I don't have no problem with it because I believe we needed that, you know, especially as Black people, we
Mhm.
need the spirituality because of all the negativity we deal with outside of our
Yeah.
community, you know, because we're accosted all the time. The issue I have with our community, especially with Black Lives Matter, um, I'm gay and Black and a male, and I
Mhm.
feel somewhat isolated outside of that group.
Why?
Um, the reason why is because, again, you want to demasculate me because I'm gay.
Mm.
Not you, but the group,
No,
the
I know
collective.
what you're saying. I know not
Yeah,
me. I
you
mean,
know, the collective. You know, it's like, well, you're not a man enough, but yeah, you asleep with a man who won't go to work and won't take care of your child, and you working and you taking care of him.
well, hello, somebody.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that. You gotta demasculize man in your house.
Wow.
Because
So I guess,
no woman should be bearing the child, going to a job, working to take care of you when you sitting on the couch. What kind of man is that?
but yet they judge you. I get it now.
Exactly. I'm a man to get up. I get up and go to my job every day, begrudging or not. And we have to bring bills in the house to take care of business.
Mm.
So, what kind of man are you laying on the couch waiting for a woman to bring you some groceries home, bring you some the clothes to put on your back, and take care of your child that you helped make?
I guess.
Make it make sense to me, you know, sir. Since you want to talk about this masculinity that you carry around.
I can truly see, like, hey, I have friends that are doing the things you just mentioned, so I truly
Right.
understand.
Me too. You know, just just because you swing your dick around, I'm sorry if that's a bad word to say on your but
Say
just because you
say
swing
pride.
your unit around, your private part around, and you insert it everywhere and pollinate everything that you can do, don't make you a man.
That's true. It's very true. Shantae's back with us. Stephen Stephen is giving reads out here to people
You
for
know,
judging him for what he do, but accepting nothing. So
right? But and you know, there used to be y'all know this. There used to be a standard for a man. What you call a man was the man who took care of their home, took care of their children. You know, they was doing things. Now all of a sudden, you a man because you just got a unit between your legs.
yeah.
Make it make sense to me.
Hey, I truly get what you what you talking
Right?
about.
Because I mean, they don't come to me because this is what you gonna get when you come at me talking about, oh, well, you're gay, oh, well, you're a male. Okay, I mean, what is that? What are you saying? Explain to me, what does that mean to you? What does masculinity mean to you?
That's a good question, and
Yeah,
I
and then what is femininity? What and then again, I go back to the basic core. We are born with a man and a woman, so why wouldn't a man have some kind of femininity? You don't want this hard man that's just a man and he don't know how to get in touch with his feelings because he's gonna be beating on you. You see what I'm saying? So I want people to get into their conscious and think about stuff. It's like, you acting real dumb. That's dumb stuff. And that's why I'm like, you only people who are not mature enough are going to come at me and worry about my sexuality.
mm-hmm.
Because real men that are around me don't feel no fear for me because I'm not looking for you.
Because they're comfortable with who they are.
Thank you. Exactly.
That
When you
that's
know that you're a man and you know that you're not coming on this side of the street, as
mm,
long as I'm not coming at you, because I'm not that person, because I don't go for people who don't want to be with me. And I'm not thirsty.
say that that part.
So that's the issue. Because I understand where some of the straight men have problems, because there are some gay men who try to get with straight men.
Yeah, that's the down low.
Exactly. Or not even down low. These are dudes who, just like there are lesbians who try to turn straight women.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so that's the problem that we face in the community. I'm not trying to run around and see what straight man I could convert. I'm not interested in that. That's not me. That's not what I do.
Okay.
So when a straight man comes in my presence, he's not going to feel no kind of threat or feel like I'm trying to come at him, because I'm not. I'm not interested in you, and you're not interested in me. So we can sit here and have a conversation. We can kick the stuff, because I study politics, as you know.
I do.
I got a master's degree in public administration, political science. So, I mean, I can talk to you about basketball. I ain't really into the football. But again, I'm not coming at you trying to get with you, because at the end of the day, I know that's not something that neither one of us want. So what is the point?
And that has to be a challenge. Like my hats off to you and Mr. Malcolm, because Jesus,
Right.
I know I have to deal with it. I know if you just going out to eat, depending on where you go, people are staring.
Oh, baby, they do, and that's gonna hurt your feelings even more. But here in Atlanta, we don't really have that problem because it's so common. Like, there are men that's wearing purses, they bald head, like a fade like mine, a beard like mine, but they got a purse and some high heels on. So they got other things to look at. We're kind of boring in that spectrum.
Oh,
because
wow.
we don't do all of that. That ain't how we move.
And your friend like the people watch. I been there like this, just looking.
Oh, baby, you would be all over the place. You be like. And then you got your regular people, the hood people, the ghetto looking people. Then you got the refined people, bougie people. I've been around a whole plethora of people,
Wow.
So at the end of the day, it's not about that now, because I'm in a fraternity,
Mm-hmm.
But of course I wasn't telling them when I was ready to get online or talking about being in the fraternity that I'm gay or nothing. But of course, I mean, I'm 30 years old without a girlfriend and without a baby. You do the math. The mathematics should just be working for you. But I wasn't out here that wasn't me. Because again, me being gay is one portion of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Me being black is one portion of my life. Me being a male is one portion of my life.
You being educated one on top of that.
Right. So people don't understand. It's like I am, because I got this idea from Rihanna. Have you seen her cover where it's unapologetic?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's like naked and she has all this writing on her.
Yes.
So she was just saying who she is, different things like that. We have to take ourselves and look at it like that. I'm a uncle, I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm a cousin, I'm a friend, I'm a worker, I'm a supervisor. We are all of these things integrated into one person.
Exactly.
You cannot deduce a person for one little item in their life. And people get so caught up in the gay part. Oh, he's gay. So
and then they keep you in that box. And
that's and that's the box they want to keep you in. And that's fine. But I don't confine to boxes. So if that's the box you want to look at, then that's all you're gonna ever see. And I
see the good friend that you are, the good, because I remember when the pandemic and you was like, hey Mo, it's some lights out there. I was like, yeah, some lights out. You want something like
right. Period. And you sent it to me. I was like, yes, because Atlanta was barren and dry. They didn't have not a thing of Lysol. I said, come on now. You ain't got one drop of Lysol. But you had plenty where you was at. I'm just like, and at the end of the day, we hadn't talked, in years probably before then. And it's like, I tell people, I'm not a phone person because I got that from my mother and everybody. We like to talk in person. So if you was here in Atlanta, I probably would see you all the time,
Mm-hmm.
But since you're not, I'm bad with the phone. And so I always apologize to my friends, like, it ain't I'm being shady. It's just I'm not a phone person. If I get on the phone, I'll talk to you for hours, But once I connect that phone, then I'm going to probably not be right back to calling you. And I'm trying to get better at that. I've said that's something that I want to conquer because I want y'all to understand that I do care about y'all and I want y'all to know that. Not just think you know it, but actually know it. So I'm trying to get better with that.
My real friends, I know, like they know me. They're like, Mo, you so busy.
Right.
But I make time for them. I do. Like I make time for my real friends. Like in between, if I'm on the way somewhere, calling them or send them a quick message. But you have to be that type of friend to know what your friend is doing. Like, look, I see you. You good.
Right, exactly. And that's the only thing is like I was telling you before we started taping about the reconnection. God has got me in a reconnection mode with people, and He's bringing back the true people in my life, and He's weeding out the people that shouldn't be in there. And my boyfriend will tell you that I don't mess with a whole bunch of folk. Like I tell
You
him,
never
I
did.
rare to many that's gonna say that they're my friend because I don't play the word friend very often. You know, this associates, I got plenty of them people. You know, it's plenty of them, and
Facts.
they here and there. You know, but my friends are the real ones, the true ones, and I have some. It's so funny. You could go when I was younger, like you and Shantae. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have known each other
Oh God, it's so.
almost our whole entire life. You know,
Because especially if you went up to the park.
right, all the time at the park. And you know what's crazy is that I met my niece at Westwood Park.
Oh wow.
My other niece, the one that's the same age as me.
Oh goodness.
Because remember, I was telling you about my father and the situation about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so again, you know, and then that's another thing with gay black males that they're trying to understand in the background. Because we have so many traumas. Like, you know, my trauma wasn't that my family kicked me out and did all of that. But my father was dead, so that was still something I had to deal with. You know, him not being there. Always wondering if that's maybe why, you know, I was susceptible to being gay until I understood that that wasn't nothing to do with it. But you have these displays in your mind because kids are taught that something's wrong with you if you don't like the status quo.
That's true.
You know, meaning that you should like a girl. Oh, if I had 10 girlfriends, I'd be perfect.
It's true.
Because there's some people who don't like
10
me.
girlfriends or 10 kids, either one you would be.
Right. Don't like Nemo and have a concern about me being gay, which I haven't pollinated half the world with children, and I haven't left a whole bunch of people's emotions at wake. But they can sleep with 50 women, have them all screwed up, have babies that's almost twin brothers and sisters, two different women. But that's okay. It's acceptable because he's straight. He likes the woman's inner parts.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
No, and hey, you are telling absolute facts because I've seen it. You know, I've seen it, and I've watched, you know, in my own friend group, some of those things happen.
Yep.
In my family group, some of those things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I was like, I got to get Steve on Sunday. I wasn't even planning to do anything today. So you and Shantae, you know, Shantae trying to make the attempt to be supportive speaks volumes.
Right. And she was here. She got on the live when she could. And I just respect the fact that she was even willing after she had so many failed attempts to get on to just to be able to be present. That just shows me a lot, you know, and I really appreciate it because I'm really getting this connectivity where I'm learning where these people respect me at. Because there was a time that I felt like nobody respected me, nobody cared about what was going on with me. And I really appreciate
that. Was true though. Like honestly, I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
And although I'm definitely not the same person I was 30 plus years ago. Thank God for that. Like you know.
I know. You know, but we all grow, we all change, we all develop. I was very naive. You know, I was kind of sheltered. You know, my family was like, my family, I almost feel like I grew up in a Huxtable household where it's like, you can be anything, you can be the president. You know, they would tell you all this stuff, but then they don't tell you, like, when you become an adult, you're going to have bills and you got to do this and things could wreck your life. And then not understanding my gayness, then that was another hurdle because even if I was black and I was straight, I still had a struggle in front of me because I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put the gay on there, it just made it triple, double time,
My hat's off to you. I think the stuff that you have to face, what they always say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right. And honey, it would almost kill me several times.
Oh, I can tell. And I'm so like, I'm just that friend cheering in the background, like you are doing it. And you're doing it in such a time where you need that voice to be heard and you need that
Yeah.
voice to be loud and heard.
Right.
And you have your right to be free.
Right.
And that's
Everybody needs to be free. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why would I allow you to suppress me any further? I mean, because look, we just got out of this crazy presidency with this crazy president that still insists that he's going to run for another term, which I don't understand the lunacy. But again, we have people who support that foolery. So I don't understand. To me, like, because I talked to you about I work in retail and how I had this ignorant customer and she was black. And I just don't understand how you have the same color as me. You know what's going on. You know the struggle in the world, and you the first one to give me more drama than the white person. I have had so many white people and other persuasions who have had more respect for me than black people in
that's the
general.
crab
And it's like,
mentality.
I don't understand that.
I mean, and from where we grew up in our churches, that's all they instilled in us.
You're right.
Respect your own.
Yep.
Take care of your own.
Thank you.
And when you go to these other places, I hate to call a spade a spade. Everybody is not taught the way we were taught.
They were not, and that's what.
And I see it here.
Like, I had someone tell me that I was cool with them years ago, and you know how I'm willing to help anybody, just like you're willing to help anybody. But just let me know what the deal is. Don't tell me, after I'm into it, and then you start trying to play the game. So this person said, "Well, you shouldn't expect everybody to be you."
Oh wow.
Yeah. Basically, you could take from me all you wanted. I could give you everything you needed. But as soon as I need you, you shouldn't expect me to show up in you.
But yeah, that's a whole different day, Steve.
Right. So I was like,
that's a whole different day. And that's, honestly, like you said, God is reconnecting you with people that are there for you. And I think I'm dealing with the same. Because I have, my day ones, they always call.
Right.
Shantae, Crystal, LaQuinta. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. But my day ones, they know who they are.
Right.
They gonna always reach out. Exactly. And then I have my friends that are here that, I have one friend, she would call me, wait a minute, you didn't sound right. You all right? And then I have a group of friends to where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to cut you off because I'm growing.
Right.
I can't stay stagnant.
Everybody can't go to the mountaintop.
And it's hard for me because I'm a caring person. Yes. I don't like to, burn bread. I don't like to burn bridges. Mm-hmm. But if it's that such a time need to happen,
right,
I gotta go.
The best thing is for you to separate instead of God doing it. Because trust me, I've been on both ends. And when God burns the bridge, it ain't meant to be retooled. It ain't to be walked over. Nothing.
Wow.
And it hurt because I had people that I used to go traveling together. We share intimate things with each other. But when God cut the cord, he cut the cord. Like, and it hurt me because I'm a Cancer. So we like people. We love people, and when we miss that connection, it messes us up. And for a long time, I was just like, well, what happened? Why did this person fall off? We used to talk every day. We used to do this. We used to do that. And I had to learn that season was up because God wanted to take me to another level, which they were not going. They weren't going to that level.
That season, reason, and lifetime. That
exactly, Mom.
Hearing from everybody.
I think we have to continue to remind ourselves that that's what people are. Sometimes people come in for that season because you needed them it was a piece of the puzzle that God was giving you through that person because they were equipped to give it to you. Then He moves them along. Then a reason, again, season, again, you can have a person there for you for 6 months, 6 years, whatever. They're there because they're tooling you for something. Then reason is like when I'm trying to do this website and I have certain people that can help me do this or help me do that. That's a reason. Then the lifetime is like you. I've been knowing you since I was a little kid. And we can still jump on the phone and it's not like we missed the beat. We can laugh, we can enjoy each other. We can talk about things that are not necessarily what I want to say, pleasant, because like you say, you had to grow from a certain space, which I didn't know it, and I never felt it. So I never felt it. I never knew that was something that you struggled with. But I understand because I've been around so many Black women who have told me that before.
Yeah. That was in my younger days. Like I felt some type of way.
Yeah.
Like I think, I don't want to say I think, I know everything in life happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I do. Even though it broke my heart when my sister passed, but I learned so much.
Yeah.
Like I learned I guess you want to say all my phobias and things I thought about people, from people who had AIDS, people who were homosexual, even, some people who we know in our friend group that, they may not have expressed it by coming out, but we know,
Right.
But it allowed me to be comfortable even to like sit down and talk about it or be,
Yeah.
It made me grow because
it freed you more. And this is the thing, like I've had many Black women say, because they assume like if you gay, you ugly or you extra fat. It's things that they associate, or even that you've been raped. It's just things that they are miseducated about. And so it was a group of girls one time when I was working at a job, and they was like, dang, you gay and you look good, and most of the friends you have look good, and they was like, damn, we missing out. And I said, you're not missing out. There's plenty of straight, good looking men.
They must not be in the right places because
no, they're not.
They're not.
You just want a reason not to like somebody gay. So when you start seeing that it's a sexy gay man, he's not overly feminine, wearing the lipstick and the makeup and running around, snapping the finger, doing all of that,
or being flamboyant.
Right. So their hate can't be the same. You know what I'm saying? Because you come into a realization that gay people are just like any other pocket of the population. There are feminine straight men.
Yeah, the metrosexual.
Yeah. When I ain't even talking about their clothes, I'm just talking about their tonality is higher. They do things like women are more sensitive, and it don't mean that they don't like the woman part. They just they connected more to their feminine side than they are the masculine side, and it's okay. That's why I said we come from a man and a woman. So why is it a problem when a man presents any kind of form of femininity? That's my issue that I have with people. I'm not this whole feminine thing. There's hard edges. You don't want to see the other side because Monique, they ain't met the Steven They ain't met him.
I was gonna say I don't think they ready for that.
They ain't ready because I gave them a little piece one day by accident because they aggravated me really early in the morning and they saw it and they was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, you don't want to see because this is just a very mild form of it. You ain't seen the full blast. You don't even want to see him. I don't want to see him anymore because I can't turn him off."
Yeah, and I think that goes for both of us because some people are like, I don't believe you was baby. I used to be really being grown.
No, they don't understand how the work of God done. Why
I have grown like sometimes people get to yell it, you got it, and I keep it moving. Like I just don't have time for it.
You don't.
I don't have time for it.
Your energy has changed. Your purpose has changed. What you're looking for has changed. So people don't understand that. Like, I don't have time to keep giving you a part of me, like cussing you out because, they say I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. That's really true. You are giving them a part of yourself. I'm not giving you nothing.
Oh, Lord. You better speak. And I hate our time is is coming to
No,
the end, but this has been like, I guess, somebody done.
what they say.
I'm scared. I remember how you. Wow.
That
So,
was who? That was Crystal, wasn't it?
no, that I don't think that was. I think that was Christina.
Oh,
Christina Jackson.
oh, Christina Jackson. Okay.
Yeah, but no, and we got a couple other ones on here that I guess they're watching the replay. But if you do watch the replay, leave us some likes, shares,
Okay.
comments. And if you too want to be a guest and share your story, and I'm so proud of Stephen for being so bold and brave. Like, and I mean it. Like, this is my friend. I mean
Well,
it.
they say I get this from my granddaddy. My granddaddy was that way when I grew up. They said I'm like him, so I think I do get that from him. That spirit of not being afraid to just be who you are, and
Mhm.
I'm appreciative to you. Being supportive to me because you don't have to be. But I think that you're a true friend, and I'm learning that I still have those. Because there was a time I didn't think I had those.
Mhm. Oh no, I get it because I was a piece of work, especially in high school. I ain't like nobody. I was mean to everybody. You
Well,
know.
Monique, we both was mean to people because that was our defense mechanism. We didn't because what people always wanted to be around us, and I was like, I always felt like a magnet for everybody. I'm like, I really don't want to hear your problems. I don't want to. I got my own problems. You know,
But
I
I'm
sat down for
glad,
years because
I'm glad we outgrew that though. Like
yeah,
I'm
we
glad
had
we
to
outgrew
because
that. We
the
got
world
patience.
the world needed our light. We was trying to hide it up under a bushel. That's all.
We'll click out. I mean, true story, true story. Like before we get out of here, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
But before we get out of here, I got to tell you this because I want to see you laugh. I was living in a part of Florida. I ain't gonna say it because I don't, people will be like, "Hey, you was talking about me,"
Right. And I
and
was.
yeah, I was. I just didn't use your name.
Right.
But true story. I um was working at a place, and it was like my second job, but the majority of the staff were homosexual black men.
Okay.
And when I tell you that was in my almost Christ days,
Uh-huh.
not
That tortured you, didn't it? It tortured you.
almost Christ days, and I was like, oh my God, I can't stand working here with these men. Like I was
Right.
ticked to the point that one of them invited me to the show. So I'm like, okay, you're gonna do a show, we're gonna go see your show.
Oh, a drag show.
Yeah, dumb
Yeah.
Monique moment. Dumb Monique moment. I'm thinking it's a talent show. I walked in there, baby. I said,
Baby, you got woke real quick then.
I was like,
You was
you
like, I
know,
already know what to say y'all at work, but baby, you had a drag show? Ooh.
I said my before Christ days. But
Jeez, I know because I'm telling you, I was a terror too when I was in that church. Sitting up there being, what was it, Saul to Paul? When I was Saul running around. That Bible, that's why I said I can read that Bible back and forth where I was in that church.
we was in chorale together. Of course you could read it.
Baby, I'm
We sang the
like,
songs.
because somebody they'll come to you and talk that Bible. I said, oh, come on now. Look,
Well, see, that's why
I'm like, please stop.
I think the life lesson for me with church, and I don't care, honestly, it might be some people be mad at me about this, but oh well.
Oh well, right.
When my sister got sick, and because in the black community what she had, you
Right.
know, a lot of people, like you say, they ask questions
Yes.
because of being nosy. Well, how did she get it? Well,
Right.
what happened? Why did she get this?
Right.
And back then, my mouthpiece
Right.
was a
Right.
piece of work. I said,
Yeah.
I'm questioning you and your kids on how you got all these daggone kids around here. So why are you questioning her on what she
Right.
got?
And we didn't question how your wife over here got the baby and your girlfriend got the baby and they the same age. We didn't ask all them questions. So why you ask all these questions here? And what does it matter? Because I remember we were talking before we got on, and I was saying about how people were being nosy. The whole
Mhm.
thing about being nosy, like when we communicated and you told me about your sister and we were talking, it was an interchange of information. It was like you were telling me something vulnerable, I was telling you something vulnerable.
Mhm.
It was not like we was being messy and trying to get information so we could carry it back.
Exactly. The
When I
phone
say
here.
nosy, that's what they're doing. They get information to carry back. They're not. They don't
Right.
care about you. They just want to get the information and make sure they're getting it right so they can go gossip.
Exactly.
And that's the problem that I have. And then it's like, at what point does it get annoying to you about talking about foolishness? Don't get me wrong. I will talk about you. I'm a people watcher. I'm like, oh, them shoes bad. I will do that stuff. I'm that person.
Mhm.
I will be laughing to myself. Or if I'm with someone, or sometimes me and the baby together, we'd be like, oh, what's going on with them busted shoes? We will laugh at that stuff. But that's not going to kill that person. But I'm not here to dig up and be like, let me call Mo and see. I ain't seen her on Facebook in 2 weeks and she's sick. I'm not that. That's
Mhm.
not that's not where my mental goes. I will say like, hey Mo, are you okay? Everything is all right. I'm never gonna say, Mo, what's going on? What happened to you? Why are you off the line? I'm just gonna say, I hope you're okay. Let me know if there's something I can help you with and keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, I don't need to know the whole story if you don't want to tell me.
That
I'm
part.
your friend. I care enough. I care enough about you to know there's something going on, and I need to pray.
That's the key word right there. A lot
Pray.
of people don't get that part.
Right.
Where it's
Pray
like,
for you that whatever's
mhm.
going on, that God will make a way for you to get through it. But see, people don't do that. They too busy. Let me know the details. Tell me, oh, Stephen, how many
Right.
boyfriends did you have? What does it matter?
And see that right there. And I had a conversation with somebody this week, to
Oh,
where
not
I
this
was
week.
like, this week, um, because I don't rejoice in people with something bad happen to you. I'm the first one to pray for you. You might not know it.
Right. Right.
Everybody else gossiping in the background, but I'm gonna call your name out before the Lord. Like, look, my friend needs you. My friend got
Right.
something going on.
Period.
Be
Period.
there for him. And
Because
then
none of
I
us are
tell that
perfect.
person that I did that,
Right.
because I done been through so much in my life that I don't have time for that. Like,
Exactly.
I
And
don't.
none of us are perfect, Mo. So at the end of the day, we do stuff like everybody else. We
Mhm.
make mistakes like everybody else. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I'm lily white and clean and perfect. I'm not. But what I do is I know when I see like when you come on my timeline, I have multiple friends who have lost their parent, their mother.
Mhm.
I can identify with that. My mother has been gone 7 years now, almost 8.
Mhm.
So I can identify with that. There's people who are going through mental situations. I can identify with that
I can't.
because having a split personality, that's one thing about I said also being free is great for me because I don't have to split my mind. I don't have to be straight on this side and get on this side. I don't have time for it. It requires too much energy,
Too much work.
too much work, and I just don't feel like
Too
doing the work.
much work.
I'm,
Oh,
I'm
Jesus,
looking
that
for an
would be.
easy job, Mo. I'm looking for easy job. I ain't looking for no heavy lifting.
I can't with you. And
So I can't be straight and gay on this. I'm sorry, I'm gay. If you can't take it, I'm sorry that you can't take it. That's
uh-huh.
your problem. You got to deal with Jesus on that.
Exactly, exactly. So, our time has come to an end. I have truly enjoyed you, friend.
Me
I
too.
appreciate you. If you need me anything from me, only thing I would say is, as we are coming to a close, and I'm gonna let you do our final words. What
Okay.
would you tell someone who hasn't been able to tell their family or friends that they are living this lifestyle?
I would tell them to do it when when they're comfortable in their time. It took me years, Mo. I mean, I didn't officially connect with my gayhood until I was in my 20s, like my middle 20s. And I didn't become free to speak and be open about my sexuality until we dated. We're going to be dating 3 years. And I think he said the first month, after the first month, he posted me. So that's when I actually, became free with that part of it. So I can't say when that is because that's different for every person. But do it when you're ready. Um, and understand that everybody isn't going to like it. Everybody's not going to support it. Everybody's not going to be happy for you. But if you're doing it in the timing that's correct, that won't matter to you. What matters to you is you being free and you living who you truly are. Because everybody tell you to be real, so let me be real. So I hope that helps.
Well, as you have heard, it's been a very, very unique call today.
Right.
Chat today. I do thank my good friend Stephen Williams. I thank my good friend Shantae. She came on for a little bit,
Thanks, Shantae.
but we just had to clear the air on some things.
And you
Also
deal
support
with
our
a
friends.
lot of youth, Monique. So I hope that'll help some of these parents. Even if I can reach one parent,
Yes,
our group of parents, to look at their child. This is your child. This is your genetics. This is your DNA. These are people who love you. Thank you, Christina.
yeah. I do deal with a lot of youth. I haven't really encountered any youth that have openly expressed this as of
Right.
yet.
Right.
But like you mentioned, because it does go across the several platforms, yes, this is let's talk about it after dark, because the subject and the things we talked about here is different than normal.
Right.
I'm glad that you were vulnerable enough to even share that with them, because like you said, the Black community, they need to wake up, and
Yeah.
the
We
church
do.
need to wake up. Hate to sin, not to sinner.
Right.
So
And
we
that's a good message there, and I hope that we'll start hearing that more of the pulpits, because these children are coming from a man and a woman. I mean, men and men are not having babies, and women are not having babies. It's coming from a man and a woman. So
Mhm.
you got to come to the terms that, and you can't make your child be who you want them to be.
That's true too.
And I was blessed not to have that force upon me. And that's what I think allows me to be free, because I didn't have to deal with that. I didn't have to deal with parents telling me, well, you need to be a lawyer, you need to be a doctor, you need to be this, you need to be that. I didn't have that. And so many kids have that going on, and it's a pressure. A lot of the suicide rate may go down because you have to let people be who they are.
Wow.
You have to.
And and on that note, if you are catching the replay, please like, share, comment. Thank you, Shantae, for coming in. Thank you, Stephen, for being vulnerable.
You're welcome.
And we will be back on Wednesday. I'm sorry. We're going to come back on Thursday. And I have a group of different panelists. Actually, I have 3 panelists that are going to tackle some tough educational issues. So if you are able, please join us on that day. It's going to be different and unique. I will guarantee you that, because some of the issues are very controversial. So thank you again, Steve.
Thank you, Monique, for allowing me to come on your platform and speak.
Anytime.
Anytime. Right. We got some other things that we can, address. But I do really appreciate, the both times that you allow me to come on your platform and speak. Again, I want to get my platform set up, and then I want to interview you.
Oh Lord, that's scary.
No, I just want to talk about, you've grown, and you know what's going on, and you have a lot to say too that can help some of the Black women out here, and I would like, to hear your, thoughts on that.
Okay, well, let me know. But again, thank you all for watching this. This is Let's Talk About It After Dark, because the contents. But enjoy your evening.